Today on Primetime Local News, I'm joined by Eileen Kotovich. She's a farmers market specialist with the government of Alberta. Now, Eileen, I've had the pleasure of being able to talk with some local farmers in the area who frequent farmers markets and sell their products there. They've basically all said that they've seen an increase in customers since the start of the pandemic, and that's continuing for them. Is this something that farmers all across the province are seeing?
Yes, absolutely. So when COVID hit, and the restrictions started to come into play in early 2020, the markets were allowed to be open, which was fantastic. They were restricted in that it was only essential businesses. So our food vendors, our processed food, and our primary agriculture people. And they absolutely saw more people coming who came and shopping with purpose. They wanted to support our local producers and processors. They wanted to get local food. There were some of those supply chain worries at that time where grocery stores, depending where you were, some things weren't there. So going to the farmers market, they knew that when they got there, the food that they wanted was going to be there. So it was very positive for a lot of our producers and processors, for sure. It was good. And it seems to have continued that trend that people want to support their local producers.
I was just about to ask that because I know when the pandemic started, a lot of people saw a shift in what they prioritized. A lot of people started prioritizing local products. I know I did a little bit. Are we still seeing that continued support even after most restrictions are lifted?
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of the producers I've talked to say, and it's not just during the term of the farmers market, because a lot of them are still seasonal. They've made these connections with those vendors and they're continuing to buy, say their meat or their eggs or their processed stuff after the season is over. So it's becoming a long-term purchasing relationship, it's so positive and so good to see because we've got a lot of great product out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so when there's like a lot of focus on local products, I think that, that's a little bit synonymous with other terms like sustainable, things like that. Do you find that most farms who attend farmers markets are really aligned with that? I don't want to say niche, but maybe that certain demographic?
Absolutely. And, the thing that's really cool about markets is you get to talk to that producer. So some of them will be pesticide free, some of them will be certified organic, and others will absolutely talk to you about how they raise their animals, how they do, what kind of inputs they use on their crops. So then you can make that informed decision. What they're selling you. And the reality is they're feeding their families these foods too. It's not like they're hiding anything or doing anything bad. They are feeding their own families and they're feeding you, and they want to talk to you about what they do. And they're always willing to share that story with you. So that's such a positive thing to be a part of.
And there's a farmers market app. What can you tell me about this?
We have 151 Alberta approved farmers markets. So the provincial government has a farmers market program that I manage and administer for them. And in 2016, we released this app. So it shows all of the approved markets in the province, when they operate, where they operate. If they've got a website, it's listed. If they've got a Facebook page, it's listed. And it shows when the market's open, the pins turn green. So you know that day that market is open. It'll give you directions. It'll pop you back into Google Maps to give you directions from your location. So it is a really good way for people to find the markets. I know a lot of people have talked about using it as they plan their route, like, what market's going to happen this day, and we're traveling here, and they kind of follow it around the province, it's really good, and it's a really easy way to find those markets and to connect with those vendors. It's a good little tool.
Yeah, like you can almost say that's like farmers market tourism, just like plan a trip, take the weekend, go to all these little farmers markets across the province. That sounds really, really fun. And I'm guessing, with each area in Alberta, there's going to be such a wide variety of different farms that people can go to and get products from.
Oh, for sure. You sure do. And the products will be a little bit different depending where you are in the province and when things are ready and what people are raising and growing. So yeah, farmers markets really are a piece of the ag tourism world, which is exciting too. You could do a lot of stuff out in our rural roots and connect with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Eileen, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
You're welcome. Take care.